My name is Daniel and I'm from Luxembourg, a tiny country in between Germany, France and Belgium. There are only 500,000 people, of which 60% are Luxembourgish. I have two nationalities. I'm half Luxembourgish and half Irish. My father is from Luxembourg and my mother is from Ireland and has lived in Luxembourg for over 20 years. I was raised as a bilingual child, speaking English to my mother and Luxembourgish to my father and younger brother. However, I also learned German and French, which I also write and speak fluently. Although school was one of my main agents of socialization, my family was the primary one. Although Luxembourg is the second richest country in the world, behind Qatar, this does not mean everybody is rich. However, generous social benefits limit the population living in extreme poverty to about 1%. Luxembourg has one of the best state-funded healthcare systems in Europe. It relies on compulsory contributions from all employed people and allows people to freely choose their doctor, for which the fees are fixed throughout the country. There is no difference in healthcare for people, not like in the US where the healthcare is a commodity. Everyone who has a social security card number can avail of the state-provided healthcare. However, people pay for private health insurance as well in order to cover what is considered non-essential services, for example to have your own room in hospital. Obviously, only people who are better off can afford to do so, and thus the people are split into groups of people who can and cannot afford this private insurance. This is comparable to the split conflict theorists talk about when referring to the bourgeoisie and the proletariat. A similar division is made in high school, where there are two systems called technic and classic. The technic is for people who are going to be blue-collar workers, whereas the classic is for people who are most likely going to do white-collar jobs. My parents have different personalities due to the different cultures they were raised in. Thus, certain values, like hard work and respect, were shared by my parents. However, while my mother underlines the importance of having a good time while fulfilling my obligations, my father put more emphasis on being a serious, reliable person. In my opinion, this difference in socialization is deeply rooted in the difference between men and women, and also the combination of two different cultures. For example, whereas being on time is a value my father emphasizes and strictly adheres to, my mother is more easygoing and sees it as acceptable for being late. They taught me that hard work is important, which led me to choose the conformity pathway in order to get to my end goal. One can say that society has motivated me to have the same end goal as other people. Most of my friends go to university, and the media portrays successful people as financially independent and having prestigious jobs. So me wanting to achieve the same in life is kind of pre-programmed, and is what sociologists refer to as string theory. Functionalists say that years ago family used to be everything. However, this is different nowadays. A lot of functions have been outsourced to other social groups. This is also true for me personally. My friends play a very big role in my life. They mean a lot to me and make my life complete by each offering something different. A major step in my life was going to Maastricht University in the Netherlands, where I knew nobody at the beginning. However, my cultural capital and coming from a multicultural country and the ability to speak four languages helped me immensely in finding friends really quickly. I think one could say that I was re-socialized, as my three best friends and roommates are German. Their way of communicating is more formal, they are very punctual and hard workers. Although I am still working on the punctuality, I am happy to say that I have become a hard worker at university, and a lot of my success in terms of academics in the last 2 years can be attributed to meeting these fine gentlemen. The grades I obtained allowed me to be ranked high enough to do an exchange at Butler University. The moment I got my acceptance letter was one of the happiest moments in my life, because it felt like I was being rewarded for all my hard work. Although I was excited, I was also slightly nervous because I'd never been to the US. However, the International Orientation Week helped me tremendously because I got to know people which I have become good friends with throughout the semester. My new master status at Butler is international student. I had to learn fairly quickly that the US had different values, norms, mores, and laws. For example, we were informed that it was illegal to drink in the presence of minors in the US. At home I can drink wherever I want, starting at the age of 16. Here, drinking in presence of a minor is a deviant act and you have to deal with the negative sanctions if you are caught. Other cultural differences, such as the size of things, different values, and the food led me to a moment where I experienced a culture shock. It did not last very long though, because I love my life here at BU and I am having a great time. At the end I want to leave you with a quote I have written down with a Sharpie on my desk in the Netherlands. The quote is, "The only place where success comes before work is in a dictionary."